Now let's talk about Cisco Discovery Protocol, or CDP. CDP is a proprietary Cisco utility that gives you a summary of information about neighboring devices. Those devices must be directly connected and they must be Cisco devices. They must also have CDP enabled. CDP operates at layer 2. It discovers neighbors regardless of what layer 1 protocol or media is being used, and regardless of what layer 3 protocol is being used as well. Discovered CDP information includes device IDs, addresses, incoming ports, ports on the neighboring device where the information came out of, as well as the platform and capabilities of that neighboring device. CDP operates on Cisco routers with iOS of 10.3 and later. Let's take a look at a couple of the commands involved in CDP. If you issue the command show CDP ? You would get a list that includes neighbors, entry, interface, and traffic. The show CDP neighbors command is probably the most useful. This command shows a summary or a chart of the neighbor's information, including the device ID, the address list, the port ID, the incoming interface, the hold time, the capability, and the platform of that neighboring device. The device ID that's included with the show CDP neighbors command would be the host name of the neighboring device. If the device is a switch, it'll be the host name as well as the MAC address of that switch. You'll also see the local interface that the CDP packets came in on, the hold time, indicating the amount of time that this particular entry would remain in the table before the neighbor is assumed no longer there, the capability, whether it's a router or a switch, and also the platform, being a 2500 series or 2600 series router or a 1900 series switch or a 2550 switch. Also the port ID. The port ID would be the port that the information was learned on. The port ID would be the port that the CDP packets were sent out of on that neighboring device. The show CDP entry command is helpful primarily when you use this command along with this asterisk or the show CDP entry splat. We call this a splat because we don't like saying the word asterisk. So show CDP entry splat, you would see one piece of information that you would not see with the show CDP neighbors command. That piece of information is the IP address. But instead of using the show CDP entry splat command, it's just as easy and makes more sense to use show CDP neighbors detail. This shows the identical information. This is an identical command to what this provides, the show CDP entry splat command provides. So you get basic information with show CDP neighbors, the chart, but then when you want to find the IP address of a neighboring device in order to telnet to that device or to manage that device, you use the show CDP neighbors detail command. To see which interfaces are participating in CDP on your local router, show CDP interface. This shows the interfaces along with the statistics, the outgoing and incoming packets, CDP packets for that particular interface. The show CDP traffic command shows the update frequency, how often the CDP packets are being sent, and also the hold time. The default is going to be 60 seconds for the update frequency. Every 60 seconds CDP packets are sent out, and the hold time to keep an entry in the table would be 180 seconds, or 3 times the update interval. CDP, or Cisco Discovery Protocol, is a useful utility in discovering the neighboring devices in your network. You can use CDP to determine and come up with a diagram of your network. You can use it for troubleshooting purposes at layer 2, keeping in mind that if you're getting CDP updates, that means that layer 2 is operational and therefore layer 1 is not a problem. You can also use CDP for the purpose of retrieving information at layer 3 in order to manage neighboring devices. You can gain the IP address of a neighboring device using the show CDP neighbors detail command, and then telnet to that neighboring device. Keep in mind though, CDP only gives you directly connected neighbors information. If you want information about networking devices beyond the directly connected neighbors, you would have to telnet into one of those neighbors and then run CDP commands there.